Hey guys, Matthew here, and this will be the last video in this module of RHINO tutorials. So I'm just going to go through little bits and bobs that we've not really gone over, but you should probably be aware of in some way, shape or form. Namely, all the stuff in the tool options when it chooses to load. Alright, cool. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here, and a lot of it you probably don't need to know a lot about, but I'm just going to go through some of it quickly. So, annotation, not overly interesting for now. We'll go through that when we get to dimensioning in later bits. The grid, you should never have to change that. Mesh. So, if you have some kind of complex looking geometry and it looks a bit weird, try clicking on smooth slower. So it'll slow down the computer by a bit, but it'll make things look more curvy and more fluid, which it's set to jagged and fast by default. Units. So in units, you can set it to, if you want astronomical units, light years or parsecs. Why they're in the file, I have no idea. In architecture, we always work in millimeters. Absolute tolerance. So the more zeros you have here, the more precise your file. But because RHINO has to associate more numbers with each point, it will begin to add to file size and slow things down. So there's one time that you'll begin to add to that, and we'll get into that in a later video. Aliases, I can actually rename commands quite easily. So if I go to and make a box, and I'm so sick of typing BOX all the time. God, man, that O and X, it's really, really frustrating. I can go to Tools, Options, and you notice how there's an underscore here? I can say, okay, I'm going to make a new alias, and it's going to be B, because I haven't used B already, and it's going to do underscore box. And we start with an exclamation mark, and I'm going to press OK, and when I type B, it'll run the box command. So now I can actually speed up my workflow even more by adding my own aliases into the software. So back to the options, that's aliases. You can also import them and export them from a file. So after you've made them all, you can export it as a .txt. So I'm going to put it onto my desktop. I'm going to say my aliases. Sweet. 21 aliases have been exported from the file. So then wherever I go, I can keep my aliases on a USB, and then I can import them so I'm able to work the way that I work on any computer. Appearance, nothing there of importance. Files, here is an important area. So the autosave file is where you should look for your crashed RHINO files. So RHINO does sometimes crash. You might give it an absurdly complicated thing to do, or Windows being Windows, it just crashes for no reason. So if it doesn't autosave, you can put it here. There's also, and this might not be the same on your home machine, but you want to make sure that save every is on. And it'll save every 20 minutes at the moment, and you might want it to save every 5 minutes, or whatever number you like. So of course, the more it saves, the more it'll slow down your workflow, because it'll start to really, really lag while it's auto-saving, and you won't be able to do anything effectively. So 5 is probably quite quick, but you know, it's depending upon how much work you're willing to lose. So that's the autosave section. General, not really important, and I'm fairly sure that is pretty much it. So they're all the things that you probably need to know to actually, you know, learn the basics of RHINO. And that's it. So they're the last bits and bobs, and I'll see you in the next video and in the next module.